experience is the experiment.
Today's guest hails from San Diego, California, but he has since made his way to Los Angeles. He has revolutionized the vertical short-form content for the music industry, including his videos with Demi Lovato, Tori Kelly, Fly Anna Boss, Sadie Jean, Christian French, and many, many more. Not only that, he is the man who will one day bring you the short film Susie Blue, and his favorite gas station is on Pico, and Beverly. Am I right? I think I'm right.
Yeah.
Please welcome today's guest, Evan Blum. Bet you didn't see that coming. I lost my breath there.
Yo, am I here with Bradley or Nardwar?
Exactly.
Wow. Okay, you know about Susie Blue.
I know about.
Okay, so you know.
I know of Susie Blue, but I need to know more about Susie Blue.
I don't know. I mean, we can touch on that very quickly.
Very quickly. I'm here for it.
I've made about 3 short films. People don't really realize that. And one was like 9 minutes, one was like 14 minutes, and then I was made a third one, which I, wrote and directed and with like multiple scenes. And at one point, I was like going to go hard at that. And I was like very into screenwriting. I was like going to try it. But then I realized it's not really for me because I don't know how many sets you've been on with like dialogue.
Not much.
But the vibe there is very like, shh, shh, everyone, shh, shh,
Yeah.
everyone, shh, shh, shh. Have you been on a music video set? The vibe's like, woo!
Yes. Everybody's smoking joints.
So, yeah, I prefer the woo than the everyone, shh, shh.
Yeah. No, I'm with you on that.
I don't like the shh, shh.
I don't think I would do well on a film set like that.
Boy, it just takes forever. I mean, it is nice when the final product's there, and like, who doesn't like movies?
Totally.
I like music. It's so much more fun.
Yeah, I think that music and video are like, you can't really have one without the other in the sense of it being art. Like there's something so, I shouldn't say that. You can definitely have them separately, but when they're together, it's just, they accentuate each other like really nothing else in the art world does.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you could have a song on Spotify that does really well without any visual whatsoever, and it's just like an absolute hit. But if you pair that with a visual that's also captivating, it's like 10x almost.
Well, and it's how you can convey the whole message.
Yeah.
I think properly. I think it's there. You get so much information out of one, you get so much information out of the other, but you fill the picture in having the two together.
Like a human being made that recording. Like it just sounds like an audio wave that's just kind of floating through the air like magic. And it was just happened to be there one day. But it's like an actual human being with that sound coming out of their mouth if it's like a big vocal hook. So when people like see the human being behind who's making it and they're presenting themselves in a way that's true to the song, it's super fucking powerful.
That's
absolutely.
unreal. So I know you were a songwriter for years. You're an artist for years. When did you get into this film world of it?
Well, yeah, I was a songwriter and artist for years, and I have a deep respect for artists and songwriters that I feel like many filmmakers don't maybe come from. So I've done it for years and years and struggled greatly. Holy hell, is it hard. Yeah. Very hard to be sustainable and to like, so when anyone like that I work with like is making a living off their songwriting and their artistry, I'm like, dude, that's sick. Congratulations. That's amazing. That's the hardest thing ever. So around 2018, I was like, I need to figure something else out because I cannot support myself. I can't pay my rent. I can't do this. Like, so I got a job as a content director at Westlake Pro. They build like Atmos studios.
Yeah.
And I was put in like the content department of the marketing team, and I'd hire people to make videos. And my job was just to put together the team to get the job done. And they just hired me on that basis alone. Like, do you know people that could do this? And I was like, I know people that I think could do it. And so like, I'd hire people to do it. And then I'd be like, all right, now what do I do? Like for the rest of the day. So I just watched tutorials like every day, 5 days a week, like 40 hours a week for like 9 months. And I just got good quick. And then pandemic hit and I quit. And then since I quit during the pandemic, I went freelance. And since then, I just been kind of just going hard. I made one video with my mom making a smoothie. I'm not sure if anyone's seen it, but it was like, I was really inspired by Daniel Schiffer, sick filmmaker. He does all these like sick B-rolls of people cooking and stuff.
Oh, I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, he does like all these crazy just videos of people like making like guacamole or something.
Yeah.
And then so I wanted to have my mom making a smoothie. And I made that video and it did so well. And I was like getting offers to get hired. And at the time I was making $16.50 an hour. And it was it wasn't the best. And after I got offered like actual money to do that, I was like, oh my God, like I'm doing this immediately. So then I put in my notice. They offered me $18.50 to not quit, and I said, I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to quit.
That's an insane way to try to save somebody. Here's an
Yeah.
extra
They
$2
said,
an
here's
hour.
an extra two. We said, you're really valued here. Here's an extra $2.
That's insane.
You want to stay here for 40 hours a week and not expand your potential? Oh, yeah, sure. I'll stay here for $2.
That's unreal, though, that you're willing to take that leap and just kind of say, fuck it, and go do what you wanted to do. Because I think that's the issue is there's a lot of people that are willing to work hard. They're willing to put the work in to have the talent, but they're not willing to make the bold moves that force you to turn this into a career.
I love the way that your Detroit comes out on the word talent.
Yeah.
So you got Apple, you got talent,
Michigan.
Michigan.
I get that hard eye.
I love when the Detroit comes out. Bring it out more. It's welcome here.
It's 90% of my dialogue at this point.
Oh, I love it. I love that. I love that Ted Lasso Midwest. It's my favorite. Yeah, winners don't quit and quitters don't win. And hard work, beats talent when talent doesn't work hard.
Yeah.
And cheap art ain't good and good art ain't cheap. I can go all day with these little sayings, but it's absolutely fucking true. The amount of hours I've spent learning filmmaking and trial and error and discovering how to do this at this level and to get where I'm at is like just thousands and thousands of hours. So it may not be that long because it's only since really 2018 where I started going hard at this. So what is it, 2023? So it's 4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
But so for this, whatever, half a decade or whatever, this has been I literally don't take a poop without learning something, watching a tutorial. I didn't take a poop without learning a new technique. I didn't go to sleep without watching tutorial video. I didn't wake up without watching one before I get out of the bed. So I would just sponge. I love that movie, The Matrix, in that moment where he downloads how to fly a helicopter and he's like, now I can fly. That's me.
It's so important, though. I think that the difference between somebody who learns quickly and the difference between somebody who learns over a long period of time is how many questions you're willing to find the answer to right away.
Yeah.
If you don't know how to do something, are you going to go learn it now or are you going to wait until the right person shows you it? If you're waiting until the right person shows you it, they're never going to fucking show up.
I've always hated relying on any asshole to do anything. Look at you. So we got Bradley here. We got a beautiful podcast. I want to shout out Bradley's beautiful podcast setup. Got 2 Black Magis on the sticks. He's got his A6400. He's got his ATM Mini Pro. Mixing this all in. He's just got this go. He's not even going to wait for some schmuck to pick up his call to do his podcast. He's sitting. I show up this morning. He's sitting outside on his porch, just enjoying a smoke, relaxing with his beautiful dog Luna. And he gets it done. You don't have to wait for some asshole to pick up your phone call to make this happen.
No.
I remember when I first started doing music, the very first producer I ever met, what's his name? Scarlett. I didn't know much about it. He's actually a nice guy, but he's a busy person. So we recorded some music and I tried to get a hold of him again and I couldn't get a hold of him to record again. And literally immediately within my first producer interaction with the first couple weeks, I immediately had the feeling I cannot believe this guy isn't down to work right now.
Yeah.
And I really want to work on music right now. And I have to have this guy pick up my phone call to work on my pursuits.
Yeah.
So then I did a Christmas tree pickup business, charged $20 a tree. And I pasted signs all around my neighborhood. I'm a Jew doing Christmas tree pickup. $20. We go with a truck, me and a friend split it 50-50. We throw 15 trees in at a time. Okay. So we made $4,000 in 2.5 weeks and we split it 50-50. So I got $2,000. I immediately bought an interface, a microphone.
Yeah.
And I was like, fuck it. I'm just going to just do this and teach myself this. Or I may suck, but at least I'm fucking working.
But that's huge. The fact that you're willing to suck at something before you get good at it.
Dare to suck.
That's the only way you get there.
Yeah, for example, you still stink at this, and look at you, I'm proud. No,
You're not wrong. But that's the best part is I love
you're great.
when I rewatch an episode, I go, oh, I could have done this better. Or
oh yeah,
or
you
the white
cringe.
balance is off.
We should all cringe at ourselves constantly.
Absolutely.
I cringe at myself from 2 weeks ago. Oh, what a terrible Zoom.
But that's important. The fact that
The
you're
more cringe, the better.
and the fact that you're different, you've grown more since yesterday is important.
Mm-hmm.
Every single day that you're trying to figure out something and finding something that you could be doing better. I hate when somebody thinks that they already have their shit together so much that they don't have to get better at it. That's bullshit.
Yeah.
I don't know anybody.
I think
who's that
everybody's constantly faking it until they make it and freestyling. It's
100%.
We're freestyling right now. I'm always fucking freestyling every single day. But it's a little bit of muscle memory at this point as far as filming goes.
Yeah.
But constantly looking. I think I have CBS, like a bad case, chronic boredom syndrome. So I'm so bored immediately, like after accomplishing something or doing a certain something, bored, next. Yeah. So like I'm always trying to figure out something else and a new direction to go and other things to try. And sometimes if you work with an artist, you got to take someone that's like interested in trying new shit. Some people want to just do, whatever, but.
How have you taught yourself to use like that space when you're bored to do something that's useful versus something that just fills the time?
Well, listen, I wake up and I scroll bullshit like everybody else. But I think, like, how do I, honestly, like, if you look on the internet and you are a video creator or a musician and you're looking for inspiration, it's fucking everywhere. The only thing you got to do is figure out how the hell they did that. Like, I saw something yesterday and it was so incredible. It was this guy who's putting the lyrics on someone's face, like a tattoo.
Oh,
I've never seen anything like it. So immediately, I was like, this is incredible. I've never seen anyone tattoo the lyrics on their face and it's going along with the music. So sick. How do they do that?
Yeah.
So I immediately tried to figure it out.
Did
and I'm going to try it like today. No, I was looking at this last night at like 9 p.m.
This just happened.
It's like 12 hours ago.
How do you think he did it?
I figured it out.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Yeah, he's like using like he's tracking it onto the skin.
Is it like a rotoscoping sort of thing?
He's tracking skin. He's tracking. He's tracking the perspective of a skin and then applying text onto a face to make it look like a fake tattoo. So I just looked up. I looked fake tattoo on the face, and I just was trying to figure it out. Now I'm gonna just fail a little bit, but I'm gonna I want to do that. So it's like just fucking next. It's like it's I can't figure everything out. Like I'm not gonna be like a Pixar animator ever, but I can figure out cool little tricks. Tips and tricks.
That's
so infinite. Cool. There's infinite ways to do this. It's like, and it's interesting because like how many ways can you film a fucking human being singing a song? It's like ridiculous.
But that's the difference is between you and maybe somebody who would like to do this but isn't going to have the ability is you wonder how many different ways there is to do it. They wonder if they can just keep doing it the same way because it's working. Mm-hmm. That's if there's something that I could stress enough on this podcast is if something works, move on. Don't sit there. Just because it's working doesn't mean that's the only thing you have to keep doing every day.
Yes.
That's not success. That's just making enough money to live.
Yeah.
That's not, that doesn't fill the soul.
Yes.
It doesn't make you excited to go walk in and think, how can I fucking wow this person? How can I make this the coolest day for them as well as myself?
Oh, yeah. I got a DM from a friend and she said, are you pinching yourself every day that this kind of style that you've been working on has got you to work with like all these like well-known clients? Like, is it just like crazy to you? And I say, well, not so much as pinching myself as in waking up every night in a cold sweat trying to figure out what I'm going to do next because this is going to become tired in 6 to 7 months. So yeah.
Do you ever worry that you're not going to remember what to do the next day when you're going to that
job? Not remembering, but like if something is popular now, like I'm like just know that behind the scenes I'm already trying to think of other ways. Like when I'm swimming laps in the pool, like I'm thinking underwater what I'm going to try to do next. That I'm not just like sitting there like resting on a laurel. It's not fun.
That's so interesting.
I'm I'm a big proponent of the visual arts and the music arts. So videographers and photographers are artists, just like you. And I'm an artist just like, so when I meet up with an artist to make videos, that's two artists collaborating. That's not just a videographer like coming to point the camera at you.
Yeah, you're going with ideas and
ideas, and then and even if it's simple and we're just doing performance stuff, like we're out there and we think of ways to be creative, with no matter what we have and no matter what we're working with.
So when you're going to do, let's say the Tori Kelly one, let's say you're on your way to go, are you going with, this is how I would really like this to go? Or have you guys talked prior? Are you going and you're getting there and you're trying to think of it on the fly? Like how are these videos working? How preconceived are they?
We had talked to her management and they'd send us the music. So the music's number one always because the music's going to determine every single thing about everything. So I may have some concepts that I've already had, or I may come up with something the second I hear something and it's inspiring. Now, obviously Tori Kelly is like so fucking cool. Like I've been watching her videos since like fucking ever. Like the second she was on YouTube, like her original covers of Michael Jackson, her original All in My Head cover on that cliffside in LA. Like everyone loves Tori Kelly. And so she had just finished the photo shoot. We went to meet up with her. She gave me and my business partner, Julie, a hug. And she said, you guys smell nice. And I said, oh, this is a nice start to the shoot. So she said we smell nice. So put that on the record. Apparently we smell nice according to Tori Kelly. Excellent. We smell great. I was wearing my girlfriend's sister's husband recommended me Coral Reef Old Spice. So if you want Tori Kelly to think you smell nice, check out the Coral Reef Old Spice. It's an amazing scent. Coral Reef. I don't know, just give it a try. Ladies love it. Anyway, that's aside.
Damn, I think we just got a brand deal.
Yeah, Old Spice. Old Spice has been around for a while. Like, think about how hard our Old Spice is working. They have some pretty inventive commercials.
Those Terry Crews ones were legendary.
Like, they don't have to do that. They're just a deodorant company.
Oh, yeah.
Like, someone's really putting a lot of soul in. Like, I think Old Spice, shout out to Old Spice.
Shout out to Old Spice.
Good job. You guys are really going for it.
We'll give you the free ad read whenever you guys like.
Okay, so before our shoot, I wanted to go something industrial, and she was around a certain Midtown area. So I wanted to go, and I scattered at a couple spots, and I drove around the area, and that's literally it. So I knew the songs, and I knew we were going to be around the area. So I knew we wanted to do some stuff where she's singing live a cappella, and I knew I wanted to do something, and I was like, I want to put her in a construction area. So we did that video for Cut, which I think was one of the biggest videos we did, and I found this amazing area under a bridge. And that's why I love public areas, because, like, let's say that exact spot that we shot for free was a set that somebody had to build. That'd be a lot of money. Yeah. But it's just a construction zone, and it just caught my eye. And if it catches your eye when you look at it, it will catch your eye in a video. So like I saw it and I was like, I'm going to have her just do a strutter right down this. So I did that. We did it a few times and we moved. And then we wanted to do Lack My Lights, because I just like thought it'd be really great for this other song. I think it's Die If I'm Alive, off the new EP. And we had her go through there, which was pretty crazy. It seems like such a it's interesting how it's such like a casual operation.
Yeah.
And everybody likes to kind of flex. They like to bring their big cameras with 100 wires and has a fucking walkie-talkie, and they have a BTS picture where it looks like with a huge like white by white scrim, and they think they're so fucking cool. No, I like big sets. I'm not going to talk shit. I like real proper music videos, like the Doja Cat videos, but it doesn't always have to be like that. And like maybe I'll start doing those eventually, but it's nice to meet up with somebody casually and have it not be such a premeditated thing. So we're doing high octane, fun, moving performance videos in sporadic locations around town, and we're having fun, and there's just mini music videos, and we're performing, and we're high energy, and she's moving and I'm moving, and we're just like, a lot of it is made up on the spot, so people are kind of hiring me to freestyle, which is weird. So it's like I'm a freestyle videographer artist. And then sometimes it's a little bit more high concept to be a little bit more high plan. But sometimes if people got good music, like you don't need much more than like great videography, good lighting, good editing, and a great performance and a great song. Like what else do you want?
Well, I think that's what's cool about what you're doing is part of the interest in the video is like the instrument that you're playing, which is the editing and the camera movements and the transitions. Like that's part of the act, versus I feel like back in regular music videos, the goal is to make it feel like the camera's not there. For you, the camera is the instrument. That's like the transitions, the stuff like that. That's part of the storyline now. That's part of what's intriguing about it.
Oh, yeah. I like that take.
So it's like a musician coming to the session, and you're like, hey, I know the couple chords that I want you to like hold down, but also do your thing. That's what they're having you do. They know that they're going to get a good video out of it either way. So it's like, hey, come do your thing and show us what we're looking for, which I think that's got to be a really cool feeling, pulling up knowing that Tori Kelly or Demi Lovato is excited that you're about to come do your skill to make their art better.
It is actually extremely exciting. Like I'm just, I've been here for a long time, and I've been always wanting to do stuff with people that I really look up to and admire. I think everyone's goal is the same in that way. And so it has been shocking to me, because I've always seen myself as kind of a nerd loser, just like nerdy Jewish kid. And so when somebody that cool, objectively cool, like much cooler than me, is hiring me to make them look cool, that's kind of suggesting that I'm cool. And I'm like, wait a minute. Wow. Because I kind of show up, like, I don't really dress that cool. Like, I like to kind of be a little funky. But like,
You got a dope style.
yeah, like I like to, I've never been Mr. Cool Guy, really. So it's like if I pull up to Demi's house and she has like hair and makeup done and she's ready to do like these videos. Again, like this is not like a side project where it's like I'm shooting BTS for her real video.
Yeah.
But like the real video is this, but like, oh, I get to film BTS. Like, no, I'm the main reason that she is shooting that day. And it's so cool. I still can't believe it sometimes. And yeah, I just move the camera to the music a lot. It's the instrument, you got to move it because these producers are really putting a lot. I want to shout out a great producer. One of my favorite producers to edit to. But you haven't heard this before, right? Everybody likes to sing to a producer. It's a producer named Boy Blue. Shout out to my boy Blue.
I know Boy Blue. I don't know him personally, but I know of Boy Blue.
Also a Tribe member. But he has these great productions that are so dynamic, with so much spacing, with so much stopping and starting, with so much rhythmic emphasis on certain sections and the stop and the start and the push and pull and the tension. I just love producing to his beats and his productions because it invites in so much creative camera work and editing based on the beat.
Interesting.
And based on, so like, if I would give advice to any producers, like if anyone's wondering how you want an engaging video to your song, like I would say put a lot of really fun rhythmic breakdowns, like those hard stops. Like let's take Sir Mix-a-Lot. Okay, what's his song? Dun, 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 jump on it.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's take Jump on It, for example, right? It's a perfect example of a great rhythmic breakdown. So you familiar with the song?
Oh yeah.
Okay, so it has that rhythmic breakdown. Dun, 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 jump on, and then it
goes in that double
and then it
time.
stops. Dun, dun, and so it's like, it's a great example of like a really just nice. Okay, so he did another song, Cynical, for MA. And he has this like great fucking part. It's like, dun, 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 why do I have to be so cynical?
Wow.
Dun, 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 dun. And then it like drops into the actual production where it's full band in, and it just like makes these like really just hooky. Like the space is fucking everything, Space is that negative space is fucking awesome.
So when you're going in and you're filming and you know that you have these like blocks of silence, you have these dynamics.
Yeah.
Are you going and trying to fill those with camera movement, or are you trying to fill that with editing and post-production?
It's a combination of both. So like I'm moving the camera and editing at the same time to accentuate something. So let's say I'm doing something in real life, like doing an actual physical real world camera movement that can also be accentuated in post. So I double it up.
Yeah. So like things like if you're going to zoom in, as in bringing the camera closer to somebody, you could be zooming out in post and get that sort of like the depth of field change.
The dolly zoom thing. Like, I think that's what you're talking about. The dolly zoom effect.
Yeah.
Yeah, the dolly zoom effect is sick. So you can do that in post. Anything could be accentuated in post. And so when I was first filming, I was very much just like everyone else. Like when I first like started and I didn't really know what I was doing, I just kind of like just put it down and just that's what I call it. I call it filmmaking, where you just kind of like put the camera down,
just kind of there.
All right, and this looks good enough. All right, roll. Okay, go watch the watch. Okay, nice one. But like, no, I'm really in there. And I'm feeling the energy of the artist of where they want to go. Sometimes I'll flip around. I'll call out directions mid shoot. We'll interact with a security guard mid shoot. We'll interact with a pedestrian.
Cool.
Interact with anybody. Like you can shout anything out, and there's no sound, so you can shout. Not like shooting short films where you can't say anything. So it's like it's like you're really interacting with the music. Like if I know that part's gonna come, I'll say stop, and like they'll stop, and then I'll come back, and then I'll fly it in, and then I'll run away. There's just a million ways to do it.
So are you comfortable? Have you become comfortable in your position when you're going? So like if you're going and you're driving up to Demi Lovato's house, are you comfortable going and be like, hey, Demi, do this? Like giving ideas and being kind of the director of it when you're, standing in front of people that you probably watched on TV or listened to their music as a fan not that long ago?
Okay. We'll get real. Yes. With Demi, my heart was beating. However, it's muscle memory. So like, let's say you're doing a shoot and you're placing an artist in a composition and you're doing some camera movement to their music. And let's say you were doing that 5 days a week, twice a day for 9 months. And let's say you've worked with 75 artists and you have a Google Drive with clips for all of them. And some of them you worked with more than others. Yeah. So that means you've made about 850 to 1,000 videos in the last 10 to 12 months. And then you go in and you do another one. Yeah. It's like, I've made about almost 1,000 in this year alone. I don't think so part of it's like, it's like I'm not going to forget how to do it at this point. If this was like my first time and I just kind of lucked into it and I was just like a vibe guy that somehow like met her at a party and she's like, you want to do it? Like my person's sick, and I just like never done it.
Yeah.
I'd be crapping my pants.
Totally.
But it's the same thing, you know, with Demi, with anybody. And it was exciting. It was actually, I'm kind of more adrenaline. It's like thrilling to be there.
Yeah.
And you know, make jokes. Like I made Demi Lovato laugh 2 times. Okay, here's the first joke I got Demi Lovato with. So we did our very first take, and we were reviewing it, watching it together. It was for her new revamped version of Sorry Not Sorry. And I did the take. We sat her down on a couch. We like rearranged the whole living room, and then we did the take, and we were reviewing it. And she slayed it. Like she just looked awesome. Her performance was awesome. We were watching, and I was like, man, this is so good. I was like, this is at least an A-. Got her to chuckle. I was like, here I am. Like she probably, I don't even know, she never met me before.
Never been told no, too.
Here's some random guy, and I'm just saying I thought it was funny. And then another time I made her laugh, which is like, that was my goal the whole shoot. It wasn't actually get it shoot. It was like, I just want to make Demi Lovato chuckle at one joke. And they're stupid dad jokes, but like, you know, it was a funny little sub goal for me. So then we were in her studio space, and we're getting another thing. And I showed her, I was like, you know, I'm going to make the camera start from low at the carpet and then come up like to a higher position. And it's like it'll be a cool sweeping movement. And I was like, you know what I call this, right? And she said, no. I'm like, I call it the swoopy. And she said, oh, okay. She started to laugh, and I said, if you're lucky, I'll give you a swoopy whoopy. And then she laughed. And it was so stupid. Because like, I just me, like I said, like I'm just saying this to someone. It's like, here's this goofy idiot talking to, and like I'm so uncool that it's like. So then I think when she left, she was like swoopy whoopy. Like she like
that's
she
so cool.
So whatever.
But I think
shout out to all the swoopy whoopies out there.
I think though, after I've met you enough times that I feel like I got the idea of that seems to be what you're very good at. You're very good at going in the room and taking away the uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Real quick. But I appreciate the shit out of that because most people aren't. And I think people judge themselves based off of if everybody else in the room isn't doing something as well, then maybe I'm doing something wrong. And I think that everybody's got a talent, a bunch of different talents, and you need to use those and accentuate those. And the fact that you are so good at going into the room and letting everybody know right away, let's just have a good time. Let's enjoy ourselves.
Oh, yeah, that's my number one tenet. I think that I struggled for so many years in music, to be honest, and I had so many moments where I wasn't having fun that when I decided to like re-enter into filmmaking and get back into it and do projects that even the ones that are important to me, I literally refuse not to have fun. It's incredibly difficult. I think anyone that's shot with me will tell you that I'm joking and having fun the whole time. Like you can get excellent. I've always hated people on set that took themselves so seriously. It's like, okay, like we're not curing cancer here. Okay. We're making art. Okay. Yeah. And like, we're not just like, dude, like lighten up. Like you can joke around the whole time and still make excellent high quality work. And obviously 100%. Like while you're working, you take it seriously while you're filming and you have fun and you try your best, but like in between takes and stuff like that, like there's always time to have like a fun moment. Always. You know what I mean? I
think that kind of energy is what incubates real special new art. I think it's like if you have too dull of a space, how are you supposed to convey a message that's supposed to make people smile? Like if you're living in the most distilled, just like a hospital of a set that just feels too clean, but your goal is to make something that makes people dance and smile and have fun, that just doesn't make sense to me. That seems like bullshit. I want the energy that you're bringing as a human. That's what I want. Mm-hmm. I think that's part of what makes what you're doing so special is you're not coming from the point of I'm the best at this. I know what I'm gonna fucking like you better. From the same people who brought back your balls and made your bush bearable brings you the beard hedger. There's one thing about travel that I hate more than anything in the world, and that is bringing 20 different little clip guards just to get the right shave. Not anymore. Manscaped has your back. The Beard Hedger has 20 built-in clipping lengths, so you do not have to worry about losing them anymore. Not only that, but this thing is waterproof. It's cordless, and it has a long-lasting battery, so you don't have to worry about this thing shutting off halfway through and looking like a dork for the rest of your day. Fellas, do me a favor. Stop going to your dates with clean, smooth balls and a gross-looking face. You need them to match. If you want to support me in this podcast, the best thing that you can do is support the sponsors. They help me keep going and make this something that I can continue to do. So do me a favor. Head to manscaped.com, use the code EXPERIMENT, and get 20% off and free shipping. That's 20% off and free shipping with the code EXPERIMENT at manscaped.com. Go get your beard hedger with 20 different clip lengths. Fucking listen to me. You're going in and being like, I already know that I know what I'm doing. I know I'm good at it. So let's fucking have a blast while we do it. Mm-hmm. And that seems, I mean, like you said, 1,000 videos in a year. That's not because you're just good at it. That's because you're fucking great at it and you're great at being a person while in that circumstance. Nobody wants to bring an asshole on tour and nobody wants to bring an asshole on set. I think that's great.
Shout out to the assholes. How do you do it? I mean, seriously, aren't you tired?
Real.
Like lighten up. Seriously, lighten up. Like it's not that serious. I promise you. I know you're good. I know you're like a visionary, blah blah. But like it's really like I'm telling you, like it's just totally unnecessary. And although you're good and you're probably getting a lot of work, congratulations, but like you really don't need to be an asshole. It's actually not required. You know, I like to call myself a couple things, you know. I go by my normal name, Evan. I also go by Dr. Clips. I also go by the Camp Counselor content. I also go by Tiny Tarantino. I also go by Pocket Spielberg. Okay, I also go by the Vertical Virtuoso. I also go by the Tiny Titan of TikTok. You understand? I also go by the short form Scorsese. Okay? You know, so it's like, it's a big fucking joke. I'm Dr. Clips. It's like, this is just fun. Like, I don't know.
Fucking love it.
I am going to be a young person for a very, very short amount of time. Me and you are going to get old. Hopefully we'll still be friends. We're going to be 70 and like kind of like real, like if I think I'm uncool now, oh God, I hope I'm cool at 70, but like, you know, and the new youth will come in and they're going to take over. So it's like, we don't have that much time. Like,
no.
Like I'm going to be like 45 very soon. Hopefully I'll still be cool. But like, you know, like it's so important to me to have fun with my life. Like, although it's work, like I show up and even if it's Demi, like that's my day too. That's my life too.
Yes.
I'm showing up and that's my day. That's my life. That's,
you can't waste your time.
I mean, sometimes you have to fight through. Some moments are still work, but like,
totally.
I think you can work really hard and like, but also, like have as much fun as possible. Like it's so important.
Man, I wish more people had the opportunity to feel that. Because like I know how I feel when I get off of one of these podcasts. This is the one place where if 50 things go wrong, I still won't break a sweat.
Yeah.
Like I know that it's okay. And we're sitting in my fucking house behind a set that I built with shit from Lowe's and Goodwill. There's nothing high stakes about this outside of the fact that we have the opportunity to have a really nice time and connect without a phone and talk. I don't have preconceived ideas. I don't have questions that are because I don't want to have ideas of what I should ask because then I'm going to miss out on the shit that I really want to ask in real time.
Right.
You know, like I think that if more people took that energy of you can make beautiful art and have a beautiful time all at the same time. It's not one or the other. Mm-hmm. I think that's so important. And one thing I was really curious about is you were an artist for so long, you were a songwriter. Was there a moment that was kind of tough to go and understand that maybe the childhood dream was no longer suited anymore and it wasn't who you were and that changing and doing new was important and better for you? Yeah,
none of this has been super planned out. This has just been like kind of a survival and just trying to keep moving forward and make money.
Yeah.
But then I, developed a serious passion for videography. But like when I was working at Westlake Pro, shout out to Westlake Pro, great company. But I'm just who I am and I'm an artist. And so when I came in there, I noticed that 100% of the employees were former musicians that didn't have successful projects. And that's why they were working there. And I would kind of like looking at them as if that was them and me. And I was like, wait a second, I'm working here. I was like, ooh. I was like, shit. I was like, am I like them? And it made me like feel really, really, really bad about myself. So like, I just want to be involved. Like, I'm not really trying to be like the Beatles or anything, the best artist ever. But like, if I could simply just be part of this whole thing, like part of it, making entertainment that people like that is so enough for me. Like, I really think it's awesome that I could have like super well performing stuff, but if I can continue to do this and like pay my rent with it, like that's a major success. So like when I started doing video, I was able to do some music stuff. This is like 2019, right? Like I'd do like maybe a music video, but then I'd spend the other part of the month making a video for a tax company and testimonials with their companies, or I'd spend time at a corporate conference doing a recap of their fun weekend Palm Springs event and all the people talking. Or I work with some kind of car company that is doing a big store opening and everyone's high-fiving in the car lot for unveiling their news. And this stuff is not like the worst job, and I definitely like think I don't look down on anybody if they like enjoy that.
Totally.
But I just always knew I wanted to do something very creative and artistic with myself and my brain. And so I was like, oh, if I could just like do only music and work only with artists, musicians, and not film Bob from the tax company.
Yeah.
Like that's not necessarily like the accounting firm Bob. Like he's great, but he's sweating on camera, and like he's not like filming like 48-year-old corporate worker doesn't exactly have the same punch as Demi Lovato.
Fuck
unfortunately.
no.
I like to point my camera at artists, not at like corporate people. So I guess I am successful right now for real. Like I think I'm as happy as a human can possibly. I'm not like that. I'm not like manic, but I think I'm pretty good. Like I really think I'm in the top 20 percentile as far, because I am living my dream of success, which was to do only music and only music related projects full time. So I say no to everything else. I get offers all the time. Do you want to film for this bubblegum ad? No. Do you want to film for this shoe? No. Do you want to do that? No.
That's so cool.
I just like I like music, dude. I like musicians. Like I like music. Like why would I want to film a piece of bubblegum? Like the best thing to aim your camera at is a human face. Like no hate to any landscape photographers, but like I just don't. It doesn't really get me very excited to point my camera at like a tree or like a mountainscape.
Man, that's such a big part of
I
this.
like people, Like,
you fucking searched and figured out what made you happy, and that's what you took.
Yeah, it makes me happy.
I think there's a time and place to take jobs that pay the bills, and for that reason. And like you said, you've been there and you did that.
I might do it again. I'm holding on for dear life in my head at all times.
But like that's the thing is you clearly you built a new form of content. You are revolutionizing the way that artists go about explaining their ideas and their thoughts to.
Why do you feel like it's a new form? I'm actually curious. What do you think? Like what do you mean?
I think just like music, like you can be a revolutionary in music and you're still using the same chords that everybody else used.
Right.
I think it's how you use it. It's your idea behind it. It's the way that you make people feel with it. I think there's always been, for a long time, there's been vertical content. That's not new. For a long time, artists have been on video singing their songs. That's not new.
Right.
Yet every time I watch one of your videos, I can't stop watching it. I let it loop 50 times. And every time I'm trying to remember what you did.
Loop it while you sleep. People, you stream something while you sleep. Yeah, just go ahead. Yeah, loop one of my TikToks.
And press the share button. You don't have to actually send it. Just press the share button.
Save, like it.
Yeah. But thank
you for that. Thanks for looping it. Looping is the biggest reward the apps get, is looping the video, watching it twice. Woo! You might as well like pour gasoline on it. So if you want to help your friends, just loop their videos.
But you're not wrong, and it really does. Like you can keep it on. You can have the sound off and have it in your pocket while you're in school and loop it, and that'll help your friend out.
Yeah, like I'm manually attaching the video to the music, so that the reason that it's so, I think, engaging is I always make sure the star is the center of attention. Never take your eyes off the superstar. Number 2, I'm manually keyframing and I'm moving my video to the music. So when you see it's moving, it's not just moving randomly. I'm not just doing the organic handheld feel, which is, there's nothing wrong with that, but I'm saying like that's not actually connected. So my camera is connected to the beat. And it's connected to the words. So things are moving dependent on the word that's being said and dependent on the emphasis of the beat. I've been a producer too, and I produce thousands of songs. So I've automated the beat up here, down here, volume up here, do a little reverb throw up here, a little delay throw, automate. So, editing is very similar to, audio. So I'm automating. So I think that's why it's addictive, is because it's attached to the music. So it's in sync with the music. It's a lot of synchronicity. And it's done in, I feel like, my style that I like. It's very ADHD. I have ADHD. And so I feel like the way I film I call it the ADHD style a little bit, Or maybe I'll call it the swoopy whoopy.
The swoopy whoopy.
Or I don't know. What should I call it?
I think either
You got
or.
a name?
I think they could be interchangeable. Like if I'm being too much, I might have swoopy whoopy at the time.
Yeah,
or zoomy woomy.
Yeah, the zoomy woomy. I'm still trying to come up with a name,
But I think that's the thing is this is going to be forever changing. And the best part of it, it's going to change based on how you're changing and the kind of human you are at that point and what you want to see and what makes you excited and how you're feeling that day on set. And I've been thinking so much about, like, I grew up and I wanted to be a musician since I was 3 years old. I knew what I wanted to do until the day I started this podcast. This was the one thing in my life that I've put the most amount of effort into that was not a dream before it happened. It was the pressure creates the diamond. It wasn't something that I didn't go mining for it. And I think because of that, it's become the most important thing that I've ever done in my life. It makes me the happiest. And I feel like it's similar with you. Like, I went through this whole music industry thinking that that's what I wanted to do. And now I'm realizing that all of that time I spent working my ass off to be an artist was a precursor to me being able to have the information I needed to talk to musicians. And I feel like same for you, like the way you go about this with your camera.
Same.
Well, you're a producer, a songwriter, and a musician with a camera. That's why you know how to work this so well. That's why you know how to connect the two, because you are both.
That is nice.
So it's like,
wow, I like
you being a musician was school.
I'm a musician with a camera.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's why it feels like you're playing an instrument with it and not like you're just holding a camera. Trust me, I know how to work a camera. I know how you can set shit and have it just work. I'm doing it right now. This does not give, the way these cameras move does not give the information that your videos do.
Right.
It doesn't make me feel, it's a different thing. I don't want it to be anything but what it is, because it makes me happy. But what you're doing gives me and gives people a way to connect with the artist in a way they've never been able to before.
Yeah, like you should see the look on a musician's face when like I'll be like, okay, cool. They're like, can we? I was like, why don't we try doing a performance starting at the first pre-chorus? So we'll start right here on the one of pre-chorus 1, and look at me, I'm like, oh, I was like, yeah, on the 1. Like it's literally the easiest thing to know, like what the 1 is, like 1 on the 1, and they're like they're so pleased that I know what the 1 is. I'm like it's almost like I went to Berklee College of Music just to say the word on the 1.
That's so cool.
It's the easiest beat to know.
That's so cool that you can convey that shit to them too, and then you also become a bridge from them to the video, because normally when you're working with just a videographer who doesn't know the music side of it, now there's a disconnect. You can speak their language and you can speak it in a way that they understand.
Yeah.
Like that's such a fucking beautiful way. And I think it kind of shows that no matter what's going on right now, it's all part of the bigger plan for everybody. It's just if you're willing to work hard enough to make it worth it. And you clearly worked hard enough to make it worth it. Yeah, I still are.
I hope. I'm not sure what else to do. Like what do you do besides, like, let's say, your podcasting, your music? Like, what else do you like do for fun besides that?
See, I'm
not related to it at all.
I'm like you. I have to have 30 things that I'm obsessed with.
Okay, good.
Because otherwise I'll get bored and I'll do stupid shit.
CBS. You got some CBS? Chronic boredom syndrome.
100. Oh, big time.
Yeah.
And I'll double up. I can't do one thing at a time either. Like if I'm building the studio, I'm listening to a podcast.
Yeah, while I'm doing
trying to figure out where 9 of my different charges on my card came from at the same time. Like I can't do one thing. I go to the mountains a lot.
Yeah,
I hike a lot. I camp a fuck ton.
Oh, okay, good.
I drive and just go on drives a lot. Like I have to have things that I'm doing otherwise, or my girlfriend will kick me out of the house and say, go fucking do it, because I can't put up with you right now. And I get it, because I'm bouncing off walls. I love that though. And I feel like maybe that's part of the reason I connect with what you're doing so much is you built content for people like me. You keep me locked in. Yeah. Which that's very tough to do. So a book's not going to do that.
For a brief moment, your CBS is relieved and you're like,
for real. I get all the stimuli that I need.
For one moment. And everyone's bored. Like, it's not just me and you. Now, with the Jewish thing and the generalized anxiety that's probably input in from years of generational trauma, that's one story. And
totally.
We have it more than other people. But everybody is bored all the time. So it's like, we're professional distraction artists. We're professional entertainers.
Yeah.
My number one goal is to entertain. People don't forget, it is entertainment industry. So even if you are doing something emotional, putting someone in an emotional state is a form of entertainment. So we just, I'm here to try to cure boredom a little bit. Do my part,
That's the doctor part of it.
We got to cure, that's the ailment. I'm trying to cure boredom. I'm Dr. Clips, and I'm here to cure your boredom.
Man, you should start showing up to set with scrubs.
Yeah, I was thinking about that. Like,
That'd
at
be
some
fun.
point.
Get some custom ones.
I was thinking maybe doing like a BTS like video where I like actually like wear a stethoscope and do scrubs. I thought it'd be funny.
You got to get like somebody working under you who's like
Like
learning to
doing
do what you're
BTS.
doing. I guess you can get Ben to do the behind the scenes of you doing the behind the scenes.
Okay. Yeah.
That's so cool though, man. I really think that what you're doing is gonna fucking get so many people to find what they want to do, and you're opening up a whole new realm to this industry.
So what do you think I should do next?
What makes you happy? What makes you leave that set?
Okay, so
going,
let's
"I did it."
let's take an artist that you've interviewed here.
See, Christian. I've had
Let's
Christian on a few times.
Let's take Christian French. So I've shot with Christian French a few times, and he's just got great music. Okay,
He's
so
the best.
okay, all right, ready? So we're gonna put Bradley in the shoes of Dr. Clips.
Okay.
Christian's team calls it Sanjay. Shout out to Sanjay. Sanjay calls you. He calls Bradley. All right, it's Tuesday in the morning. In fact, let's say it's Monday. My favorite day of the week. Love Monday. Shout out to Mondays. Best day of the week.
Today's a Monday.
Great. Best day of the week. And let's say Sanjay calls you and says, Christian French has a new song, Bradley, and we need something. And so you heard his latest stuff. It's a little bit more folksy.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay. So what would you do?
Knowing Christian, I know that he loves nature.
So
I know
what's the
that he
idea?
loves the mountains.
Where are you going to
Go to a waterfall.
go? Ooh,
And
I like that.
the first half of the video is going to be getting to the waterfall and jumping over shit and going under the
Christian,
bridges.
Hire this man. Look at this man.
And the
Hire
last
him.
shot will be him singing, and then he goes back into the waterfall, and that's how he disappears.
Viral.
And then the first shot, though, is him coming out of the waterfall, so you don't even know it looped.
Ooh, a looping waterfall video.
Mm.
Okay.
Coming in and out of it.
Okay. I actually like that.
Come on, Christian, where you at?
Christian, listen, this man is here and he wants to put you in a waterfall for your new, I love the new folk stuff he's doing, but like he wants to put you in a waterfall. Yeah. I like that. There you go. You know, it is a little bit nerve wracking. People call me every single day, literally every single day. What are we going to do? And some people have an idea, some people don't. And that's okay. Like not everyone has to like be a hit songwriter, a hit producer, a hit filmmaker. It's like, how much talent can one person really have? You know, we all need some help in making our stuff a reality. So it's always interesting. People always want something, you know, like I'm going to work with this artist tomorrow I'm excited about, right? And he's got a song about whatever going psycho. And I'm like, all right, cool. We're going to put you in a straitjacket. Okay. We're just going to do it. This is going to be it for one portion of the video. And I'll keep the other ones under wraps, the other ideas. But like, you know, it's like every day you come up with a new idea. Every day it's a new idea. And like, sometimes I'm like, I'm out of ideas. And then someone calls me and I like the pressure of being on the spot because and that's it, and it's a performance. You just had to perform right now. Dr. Clips just said, hey, what are you going to do, Bradley? And you came up with a waterfall. Pretty good. You know, you're hired.
I'm doing my best.
You know, you're hired. Oh, immediately.
Man, this is the last podcast I'm doing.
We're going to give him a
way.
raise. He's quitting.
I got a new gig, guys.
He's going to still. Yeah. So, there's so many ideas of how do you film an artist's new song. It's like, oh, it's endless, you know, but it's exciting and it's challenging and it is scary sometimes. I'm like, fuck, like, I don't know if I can come up with something, but
you love it.
You just got to pull it. You got to dig, you know, and if you can't think of it, you got to just go in the sauna. There's two things you need to come up with ideas. Okay. Number one, we have green juice. Okay. For all the folks back home, oh, how do you make 1,000 videos? Step one, how much green juice are you drinking? None? Okay, that's not enough. Oh, it's expensive. I know. But you know what's expensive? Not coming up with great ideas. That's literally very expensive. Number two, some kind of heat therapy. Okay, so you got your sauna, you got your steam room. Get in there, figure it out, sweat. Okay? Sweat. You can go to Crunch Fitness. It's like $15 a month. Worth it. Number three, what's up with the cold therapy? Let's get in the ice bath. Let's get in the cold shower. You got to just kind of shake it up in there because it's like if you're sitting there on your tush all day eating popcorn, like I never think of ideas while I'm sitting lying on the couch like a lazy bum. Ever. Like my ideas are always come when I'm in movement, exercising, while I'm swimming, while I'm driving, while I'm just like pacing around my house. Like very, very rare do good ideas come to people just like sitting like on the pooper. I mean, I guess maybe some ideas come. You get a good ideas when you're sitting on the pooper?
100%.
Oh,
that's the only sitting time that I feel like I have great ideas.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, so we're different then. But yeah, I mean, however you got to come up with your ideas, whether it's sitting and like really meditating or whether it's like getting into motion like me, because I like getting into action because like I like getting out of my head and getting into my body and then it helps my head, you know?
I feel like my best ideas come when I'm the furthest away from the ability to express them.
Yeah.
So like when I'm out in the mountains, I have my favorite ideas of what I could play with on a guitar.
Oh.
But then I'm like fuck, I don't have a fucking guitar.
Oh, and you don't bring your guitar.
Yeah, no, sometimes I do, but sometimes I don't for that reason. If my guitar's there, I'm not going to find that idea. It's weird. Because then when I remember it later, that's when it feels like a success.
Mm-hmm.
It's not the idea that felt successful. It's the fact that I remembered it.
I'm amazed a guy like you didn't bring a guitar.
I do sometimes. Sometimes I just go to drive. Sometimes I'm driving for 3 hours through the mountains.
Like back when I was writing songs, like I wrote like every day for like 8 years, and I brought a guitar with me everywhere. Like I'd go to Israel, I'd go to Europe, and I'd bring a tiny like mini guitar, like a guitarlele, in a backpack with me everywhere, because I was always anxious that if I ever had an idea, I couldn't work on it at that exact moment.
So that's the nice thing about Google Notes too, or Google Memos, or whatever the fuck it's called.
Voice memos.
Not Google.
I don't know if I believe this whole like if you can't remember it, it's not good enough to remember. Because that was a Beatles quote I heard from Paul McCartney during the interview. They go, "Oh, what happened? Like, you know, how'd you remember all these songs? Like, you know, because he's like, you can't write music, so you can't write them down."
I've heard Ed Sheeran forget his lyrics.
Yeah, but Paul McCartney said that if him and John didn't remember it, their theory was it was not good enough to remember. Obviously, that worked for them, but I was like, damn, like. I have a feeling that they've forgotten some hits.
Are they still around? That's what I thought.
Yeah, the Beatles?
I'm just joking.
Isn't that crazy?
Just joking.
Music is so magical and subjective and completely otherworldly that someone like Paul McCartney, when's the last time he hit a #1 hit? Right?
Long time ago.
Now, this is previously a human being that when in his 20s, he was a hit-making machine, the most of all time, unstoppable, he couldn't miss. And now all of a sudden, the same human with the same guitar and the same ability to write songs can't do it. Why? Because music is fucking it's like otherworldly, bro. It's magic,
and it's based on the times, and it's based how you can convey the emotions that other people are feeling at that time.
It's scary getting older.
Oh, it's fucking weird. Thank God I just have conversations with people.
I want to stay young. You know,
There's drugs for
I
that.
love working with younger artists, man. They help me stay young. You know,
I'm such a difference.
Okay, yeah. You know, I'm gonna out myself right here.
You just worked with Arden Jones recently, right?
Yeah.
That's a great example. He's that next
21, 22.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, so, you know, he's old, you know, in pop music. No, I'm kidding. He's fine. But, you know, people ask me, oh, like this new Gen Z style you got. It's like Gen Z style. I'm millennial, baby. I'm bringing back the millennials. I ain't no Gen Z. Oh, this cool new Gen Z filming. Gen Z? I ain't no Gen Z.
No.
I'm millennial. So technically, we're cooler than Gen Zs. I didn't even know if you're millennial.
I think so.
Okay.
27.
Okay, so yeah, you're millennial. I think you're actually on the cusp because I think 26 right now is Gen Z. So you might be. We'll call you Gen Z just for your. Just for
I'll
you,
take
so you can stay young. But I'm not. I'm millennial. I'm not gonna say how old I am exactly, but I am millennial. So I have a little pride that like some of the Gen Zs are coming to the millennial for looking for a little cool. I'm like, you know, a little pride because you know Gen Zs they think they're pretty cool.
But I think that's how it works. Is you think you're cool for a second, then you realize that there's wisdom to be gotten.
Yeah. Yeah, so I mean, I am not resting on my laurels. No freaking way. When I leave this podcast today, I will be thinking of ways to do something different than what you said I do. I will be thinking of ways that, like, wow, how can I surprise Bradley? How can I make Bradley think, wow, I really thought I knew what he's doing with his camera movement. Now all of a sudden, he's not like, wow, whoa, I didn't see that one coming. Like that's the best.
But that's why you're gonna be able to enjoy this forever.
I hope so. I'm literally holding on because option B is I'm still gonna have to make money to pay for my rent, my car insurance, my medical insurance, my groceries, my dog, water, food. So if I don't keep making cool stuff with musicians, I'm going to have to work for Bob at the corporate tax office and make testimonial videos for their accounting company.
Hey, maybe you're the one who makes them cool.
I'd rather not.
Possible.
Well, yes, I'll stick with Demi as long
I don't think
as
it's a bad idea at all. So before we wrap this up, what's up with this mobile on Pico and Beverly? Why is it so great?
Okay, shout out to the mobile on Pico and Beverly, the best convenience station, gas station in LA, in my opinion. And why? I'm a big man. I'm a big proponent of energy drinks, and not just Monsters. I'm talking the more organic, healthy version of energy drinks. These are the ones with like not necessarily as much synthetic corn syrup, like a Celsius. Celsius is one of the best inventions I've ever seen.
I buy them in 12 packs
because it doesn't ruin your life, and it gives you so much. Just like you had a Celsius before this, you had your second Celsius of the day.
I'm obsessed.
So the mobile actually is always switching up. They always got a new energy drink. They're switching it up, and they have like this beautiful wall that I'm obsessed with, and it's like 10 foot long.
That's what Ben said.
And it's like, oh, it's incredible. So like, I just love it. I'm obsessed. And yeah, so I don't know. I just I love that mobile, and I've been going there. It's open 24 hours, and that's my mobile, bro.
Well, I know where we're going after this.
Yeah.
Going to Pico and Beverly, baby.
Yeah. So check out the mobile in Pico and Beverly. Buy a couple energy drinks. Tell them Dr. Clip sent you.
And shout out Ben for connecting us originally.
Yep.
Love that kid. I'm a huge fan, dude. I was a huge fan before you started doing the video. I think that you're a sweet person. You're a fun person, and you are the perfect person to have in the room to allow everybody to feel like themselves. And to me, that is more important than any art. That is more important than anything, is if you can be the person that gets everybody in the room to feel that much more comfortable, that much more themselves, and hopefully be in a space that allows them to do better for themselves.
Yes.
Then that is the most important person in the room. And I feel like you bring that energy every time I see you. It makes me excited to keep doing life.
Yeah, bro, you're killing it. I love this.
I appreciate you. And I've been getting so much inspiration off of the stuff you're doing. So please.
Amazing. Yeah, everyone out there, keep being your goofy self. Have some fun. It ain't that serious. Trust me. Have some
Not
fun.
at all.
Seriously, lighten up, will you? Lighten up. Seriously. It's not that serious, right?
It's not only is it not that serious, but there's going to be a day where none of us are here. And if you're spending your time being pissed off and sad, that's how you'll be remembered. Do you want to be, and that's how you'll remember yourself.
Yeah.
That's not worth it.
Yeah, try your best. Some days it's not possible. We get it. We're only human.
Yeah,
but just
got their
really
days.
try to like be fun. Like, oh, geez.
Man, I love everything you've been saying. This is, by the way, the first podcast I've ever done that was not a musician for the purpose of being a musician or somebody that specific in the industry. And I think what you did is you opened up, first of all, my eyes to, I was waiting on the right message for somebody to hit me up that made me feel like it was time to expand. And this was it. And I appreciate it. And I'm excited to get more people on that help me expand that. And thank you for being there.
Yeah, there's just so many people that are part of this. It's insane. Like if you see a music release, there's like a huge team. And some people are really creative that are behind the scenes and they're thinking of cool stuff. So yeah.
Thank you so much for doing everything you're doing. Thank you for kicking ass and changing the game. Everybody, you know where to find them. What are the 13 names that you go by?
Oh, well, my name is Evan Blum Made It, and that's on TikTok and Instagram, which for now, most important. I mean, people are hitting up Facebook Reels. Apparently those are a thing now. So
really?
Posting, it's like, whew, it is tough to keep up, I get
There's too much shit.
But, Evan Blum Made It, Dr. Clips, the Camp Counselor of Content, Tiny Tarantino, Pocket Spielberg, the short form Scorsese, the Vertical Virtuoso, the Tiny Titan of TikTok, Baby Bollywood. I mean, the shit goes all the
favorite.
time. Really, it's like me being small and then also involved in filmmaking in a way. So that's essentially, so if you want to come up with your own nickname, you can do it. I don't mind.
Comment below.
The Mighty
what else
Mouse.
did he go by?
Yeah. The Mighty Mouse movie maker. Okay, that's one off the dome right there for you. So there you go.
Thanks, I appreciate you. Thank you everybody for listening. Thank you for watching. Go check out his stuff. It is all linked right there below. I hope you're having a beautiful day. Go make somebody smile like he made me smile, and you'll see him again very, very soon on all your favorite artist videos. Thank you, brother. I appreciate you very, very much for coming on here. And to everybody listening,
I'm Evan, and this is an experiment.
Yeah, it is. Love you guys. Goodbye.
The experience is the experiment.